This week on the podcast, we're doing a Disneyland episode that was my idea. That's right. Well, me and Provost Park Pass. You see, I saw one of his videos on YouTube, and he was talking about 5 secrets that he's pretty sure you don't know about. So I decided to quiz my resident Disneyland expert to see if she knew these 5 secrets. Stay tuned to find out if she does. You're listening to the Pixie Dust Fan Podcast. Hi, I'm Francine.
And I'm Carrie.
We're 2 best friends who can't stop talking, usually about Disney stuff.
Sometimes we have fascinating guests, and sometimes it's just us. But it's always positive and fun.
We're happy to have you join our chat. Thanks for listening, and let's get started. Hi, Carrie.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm all right.
It's a serious podcast this week.
That's right. We're going to be very serious.
Last week was silly.
Way too silly.
In fact, I'm going to tell them I made you listen to a part of it right before we started recording here.
Because this one's going to be so serious. We needed a little dose of silliness before we did the serious podcast.
Exactly.
No jokes this week. No laughing.
Carrie, I had so many people reach out to tell us that they were howling along with us, which you know, when I listen to it back, it's just
ridiculous.
Silly. Pretty much. It's pretty
so this
ridiculous.
One's serious.
This one's serious. In fact, it's so serious you don't even know what it is.
I can see this ending well.
It is. No, I think you're going to be very proud of me. So this podcast came to me as an idea. Once upon a dream.
I've got a dream. Stop laughing. Serious.
I'm trying to be serious, but then you're singing it. You're making me laugh. So this one came to me this week. I was, I don't know, I guess I was eating dinner. I worked late. I got home. I was eating dinner in front of my computer. And I logged into YouTube and I got a suggested video. And I thought, this video would be fun to do, like, to talk about on the podcast. But I had told you not to watch any of your vloggers. So I don't even normally watch YouTube. This is like a long, drawn out short story long.
Yeah.
So it was Provost Park Pass. Mm-hmm. So I watched him because it was a short video. Because you know what? When sometimes you're Adam the Woo and Justin Scard and all those guys, they're really long. And I don't have the patience to sit and watch an hour-long video. This guy, his video was like 15 minutes. I was like, boom, I'm in. But the title of the video was, "There is no way in heck you know these 5 Disneyland secrets." And I thought,
I didn't watch that one.
You didn't watch it, did you?
Is it brand new or is it just an older one? I might have watched it. No,
it's brand new. It was only, well, I guess brand new, quote unquote. It was 2 days old when I watched it. So, I thought, oh, this is fun because will Carrie know these secrets or not? I don't know. And maybe I will teach Carrie something about Disneyland before she watches it with her Provost Park Pass.
Okay.
You a little nervous? No. You know what? I think these things are fun. And although I got to be honest, I like him. I think he's pretty energetic, but he gets very easily sidetracked. He was sidetracked by Pluto in the video, and then and he tells like dumb jokes. Like really dumb jokes. But anyway.
He tells dad jokes.
Yeah, I guess that's. It was something about. Oh, now I can't. I'm not even gonna try. Okay.
And can I just give one great thing about his name? I think is Chris. I think Chris Provost. That's why he's called Provost. That's why his last name is Provost.
Okay.
I think, or maybe not. But anyways, whatever. So he does amazing videos, which they're longer ones. Sorry, Francine. But he does great videos where he walks around the entire park and explains all of the attractions and gives like a fun fact or whatever about them. So anybody that's going to Disneyland, I think he's probably done this at some of the other parks too, but at Disneyland, if you've never been before, it's an amazing like orientation to what's in the parks and what each thing is. And like I said, he gives little fun facts throughout the video. They're longer videos, but if you've never been before, I strongly suggest looking up those videos for orientation. Very good.
I'll put the link in the show notes to his YouTube channel. I've learned a lot. I'll admit I knew none of these.
Oh dear.
None of them.
Oh, crap. I'm sweating now. If you don't know them. Because if you don't know them, because if I tell you, like when we're in the parks, I'm like, did you know this? Did you know that? If you don't know them, then I don't know them.
Maybe. But you know what? It's fun stuff. It's fun. Although, if I'm honest, I thought 4 of them were really cool. The 5th one, I was kind of like, were you just struggling to make this a 5 episode? Yes.
Okay, let's get to it. So before people like turn our podcast off.
Okay. So the first one, he's like, okay, we're going to go into number 1. And then he spends a ton of time talking about how Disney calls them cast members. And I thought, seriously, buddy, like, you know, it's pretty much Disney fans that watch your stuff. We all know why they call them cast members, right? It's because they're on stage. It's part of a show. That's why they're not called employees. But that wasn't his fun fact.
Oh, okay.
His fun fact was that there is one place in Disneyland that has an entrance for employees. There's actually the word employees only on a door. So, you know, when you're walking around the parks, and you see this in Walt Disney World too, all of the backstage areas have cast members only signs on them. Nowhere will you see the word employees. But there is one in Disneyland. Cool. It's pretty cool. So this one, as you go in, you know where there's great moments with Mr. Lincoln. And then there is the Mad Hatters where they sell the hats. Around the corner on the side, there's a door that says employees only. And the reason is that it used to be a giant mill. So when Disneyland was being built, it was a lumber mill that was there. And in order to honor all of the employees that cut all the wood to build Disneyland, they left that door because that was the door that the lumber mill employees used.
Wow.
Isn't that awesome?
Yeah. I did not know that.
You didn't know it?
No.
Yes! Yes, yes. Okay, good. I'm
1
glad.
for Provost Park Pass, 0 for Carrie.
I thought that...
So now we're going to have to go find that door and take a picture of it.
Absolutely. So that's why I thought this was good and timely with our expo trip coming up in September, that we can go look for this door and take a picture. Ta-da! And then we can tell people about it and make it, you know, we'll look really smart. Right? Yeah.
That's a bit of a hard story for me to remember. I'll be like, though they were they were carpenters and they were building the Jungle Cruise boats but yeah, that's a good one.
It's a good one. I love the history, like when they do stuff like that and they pay homage to the history. That's what I really like. Okay. So the second one is in the Opera House. He walks in, he's like, the bench. But the bench is not his thing. But I do have a question about the bench, and it always bothers me, and I don't know if you know the answer. When you walk in there, that bench is, he says it in his video, the original bench that Walt Disney actually sat on from Griffith Park when he dreamt up Disneyland. Do you really believe it's the actual bench, like the OG, like Walt Disney's bum was on that bench?
Possibly. Like, isn't there a bench?
Shouldn't that be in the Smithsonian or something? Like,
I think there might be, like, I thought there was a bench up at the Walt Disney Family Museum.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Like, this is not the second one of the secrets, But I'm just surprised that so many say this is the original bench. And the plaque, I think, says it too. I find it hard to believe that the bench that he sat on that started the whole kit and caboodle is just sitting there with no glass around it, no, like,
well,
nothing.
You can't sit on it.
Well, you could sit on it. It's just got like a felt rope around it. Like, how many kids have run under that rope and, like, spit on it or licked it or, you know?
Maybe they have all, like, maybe they have all of the benches, or they have a number of the benches from Griffith Park, and then they just figured if he went all the time, he must have sat on all of them over the time.
Maybe. So this, and for those listening, in case you didn't know, that was the story that he used to take his daughters to Griffith Park and watch them have fun. And he was sitting on the bench, and he said that he thought that there should be a place where parents and children could have fun together. And so that bench is there. So anyway, inside there's the bench. Mm-hmm. But I don't remember this being there last time I was there, but you can correct me if I'm wrong. But there's a peanut cart next to the bench.
Mm-hmm. I remember that.
You do? Okay. So do you know what that peanut cart is from?
No.
The peanut cart is the actual peanut cart that served peanuts in baggies on opening day at Disneyland.
Oh, that's cool.
They served little bags of peanuts. And then Walt was walking the park and noticed that there were peanut shells everywhere on the ground.
So he's like, ixnay on the peanut A's.
Get rid of the peanuts. That's it. That was it. No more peanuts in the park because they were making such a mess. And that's it. That's the cart that they pushed around to sell the peanuts. Isn't that cool? And then, of course, now you can't buy the peanuts like that in Disneyland because they just make a mess. It's kind of like the gum. You can't buy gum in Disneyland because that's why you never step in gum in the parks.
It makes, yeah, and there'd be gum marks everywhere.
There'd be mess everywhere. That's how they keep it clean.
I wonder how long they sold the peanuts for before Walt was like, no more peanuts. Like,
yeah.
Was it the summer? Was it like
I think it was
pretty,
the way that he described it, it sounded pretty quick, but
because like back in 1955, like what kind of snacks did they sell at a theme park anyways? Like, do you think they popcorn and peanuts, like there wouldn't have been many like options for snacks.
Well, and you think about back then, they were all dressed. You didn't go to the park in shorts and in t-shirts. The women were in heels and
nice dresses.
You got dressed up to go to these things. Even Walt Disney World back in the day, people would get sort of dressed. Although I say that, and then I go back and I look at my family pictures, and there's my dad in a stupid cowboy hat, and like. But
then the merch took over. Maybe because there was no merch.
Maybe that was it.
And people just dressed the way that they would dress at home, or when they went to like their everyday, because there wasn't as casual clothes as there was later on.
Yeah, maybe.
It's my guess.
It's just interesting to think about how things changed from opening day. He had this vision of certain things on opening day that were like quote unquote failures or not good, and he had to pivot and change direction.
Pivot.
Cool. Pivot. Okay, so that was the second one. So, that's good. So I've taught Carrie 2 things now.
Yeah.
All right. Walt Disney was born in 1901. I know you know that one. However, there is a tribute to him on Main Street above the Penny Arcade. So up top of the Penny Arcade, there is a penny in like the tip of the cross that has, it's not a cross. What's it called? A peak? I'm making hand gestures. People on the podcast can't see my hand gestures, but I'm making a thing. And the penny in that cross or that peak is dated 1901.
Oh, that's cool.
In honor of Walt. So they have a couple of 1901 tributes for Walt Disney, and that is Club 33 over at California Adventure. That version is called Club 1901 or the 1901 Club or something like that. Anyway, so this penny, they take it out when they're decorating Main Street. In behind the penny is 2 holes where when they're stringing the tinsel and the Christmas and Halloween decorations, the pipes, the wires, the holes are behind the penny on that side of the street. They take the penny out and the holes are there. And then on the other side of the street, there's the other 2 holes to hold up the other strings.
I'm looking up some pictures of the penny arcade right now.
Are you? Because you don't believe me, or because now I believe. I want to know what the penny looks like. It looks like a penny.
No, it's not. It's that. A penny. I want to look at the Christmas. I want to look at the pictures at Christmas time.
Oh well, after we record this, then you can just watch the YouTube video, the Provost video.
Why do I need to? You're telling it to me all right now.
But he's got pictures and visuals, and I've just got hand signals, and
it's more fun to look at my pictures.
Oh, that's true. That's true. If you have your pictures, we should put those in. If you've got a good picture of it, we could put it in the show art. Okay, so see, we got to look for the penny when we arrive. Okay, so am I 3 for 3?
Yeah, sure. I never knew that. Boy, oh boy, the Adventures by Carrie at Disneyland's gonna have 5 new facts.
I know. Think of it this way. It's okay. I can help you. I can help. So this is another one that you and I are going to have to go and take a picture of. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm going to mess up their name. In Provost, he calls them the Erebus brothers. I think it's Erebus brothers.
Yeah, I don't know how you say it.
I don't know how you say it. Anyway, in New Orleans Square, there is Crystal d'Orleans. Mm-hmm. And Erebus brothers, I didn't realize this, but they met Walt Disney at the World's Fair.
Oh, that's cool.
So Walt Disney saw their stuff at the World's Fair, and he asked them if they wanted a store at Disneyland.
It's like, you guys
want to come in?
Want to gig at
come
my
in
park?
And sell some of your crystal. So they had 2 stores in Disneyland when it opened. Mm-hmm. One in New Orleans, the square, in New Orleans Square, and one in the castle.
That's cool.
Yeah. They ended up moving it from the castle to the Penny Arcade and now to where it is today. When they had the one in the castle, they etched a plate of Walt's face. So they had like a whole crystal etching on a plate of Walt's face that they were going to give to him as a gift. But for some reason, they never gave it to him. And as the time passed, they ended up hanging it in the store.
Oh, that's cool.
The machine that they used to etch it is still in the store. Apparently, after they hung the plate, Walt walked in to the store and saw it. And said that he liked the plate and whatever. So it is hanging in that same place now. And when we go into the store, we can see it.
Yeah,
so we can see
the
machine that made it, and you can see the plate. It's hanging, I think it's over the door. And it's an older looking Walt in the plate. And apparently he saw it. It was just a couple months before he passed away when he walked into the store and saw it hanging there.
That's really cool.
Isn't that cool?
Mm-hmm, very.
And so the etching machine is still there. The Erebus or Erebus brothers, I feel like I need to ask when we go in the store, Carrie, how to say their names.
Okay.
But they are the longest contracted partners in Disneyland. So the store obviously is not owned by Disney. It is owned by them. They are not cast members that work in there. And if you've ever been to any of the other parks, you know they have stores everywhere. Mm-hmm. They have some in the Magic Kingdom in Walt Disney World, at Epcot. I did not realize until just, was it last year, that I wandered in. Mexico is one of my favorite pavilions in Epcot. And I didn't realize it was the Erebus brothers or Erebus brothers in the Mexico pavilion.
That's cool.
Cool. Isn't it?
Mm-hmm. No, I did not know that either.
Yeah.
I'm just a Disneyland dummy, apparently.
They etch glass and crystal, and I have a bunch of stuff from their stores over the years, and they'll put your names on them. And we used to get these when I was young, like the big glass mugs, and we would get our names put in block on them. Fun fact that he had on the video was that if you wanted cursive instead of the block letters, you can get it, but you need to make an appointment because there's only one cast member trained to do it. So when you tell them you want cursive on your glass or your carving or whatever it is, they have to bring in that employee to do it. The specialist who can do cursive.
That's pretty cool.
It's kind of fun, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. So maybe I'll have to buy something there next time.
I'm surprised you don't have anything from there.
No.
You've never bought
nothing.
A glass?
Nope.
Tiara?
Nope.
Glass slipper?
Nope.
I have a bunch of those.
Nope. Nothing.
Interesting. Yeah, it's fun. The year I was there for my 25th birthday, I don't know why they didn't all talk to each other, but I think everybody that was there with me bought me a glass slipper.
So you came home with multiple glass slippers?
Yeah, I did. Didn't do me any good.
And did you get a tiara? Yeah, you got a tiara recently.
I did. I got the 50th tiara. It's beautiful.
Is it your only tiara or you have more than one? Do you have?
No, that's my only tiara. I never bought a tiara. Yeah. 50th. It's a nice
the princess shouldn't have to buy her own tiara anyway, so.
That's true. That's true. Are we saying that I'm a princess, Carrie? Okay, this one is kind of cheesy.
Okay.
And I'm saying
is this the last one?
This is the last one. So this is the 5th one. Mm-hmm. In Star Wars, because I feel like the first 4 were really historical fun facts that tie back to Walt Disney. And then the 5th one, I kind of felt like it was a throwaway. So it's in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge in Batuu. Mm-hmm. And he actually calls out Ordinary Adventures. You know that they're the other YouTubers. They do a lot of Star Wars stuff. In fact, you introduced them to me when the Star Wars Hotel opened. Mm-hmm. So they're Star Wars nuts or whatever. I guess they told him about this. But if you go into Batuu in Docking Bay 7, and now I got to kind of go look for this. Inside the restaurant, there is a carbonate freezer. Mm-hmm. Did you know that? Mm-mm. So you can hear the sound. So if you, in The Empire Strikes Back, Han Solo, famous scene, gets frozen in the carbonite. Mm-hmm. Well, they have a carbonite freezer machine inside. And you can hear them doing that. Like it's the same sounds that it was. And then they have a couple things up on the shelf that you can see that are frozen in carbonite. Like, just little things, not like a full Han Solo, but little things. Yeah. So he called out Ordinary Adventures, told you to go and check out their YouTube channel. So that was kind of nice that he was calling them out for being so smart and knowing lots of stuff. Yeah.
Wow.
5 things. 5 things. There's no way in heck you know these 5 Disneyland secrets. And he was right. I didn't know any of them.
Yeah, me neither. Or if I did, I forgot. So I don't know them.
But
we'll
these
have to
are
remember
things...
them so that we can look for them when we're there next time.
Yeah. I think we need to go and get pictures of all of them. I love this historical stuff. The historical stuff is pretty cool. Now, he did have a sidebar thing as he was walking over to New Orleans Square, and he had a question. And he said you had to answer it within 3 seconds. So I'm going to ask you, if you could only ride one of these 3 rides for the rest of your life, what would you choose? Indiana Jones, Pirates, or Haunted Mansion?
Haunted Mansion.
Done. Me too.
That's a hard one, though.
Is it really?
Like,
I debated
Indiana
between...
Jones is such a fun ride. Do.
I like it, and you know I'm an indie fan, but I don't think it's all that in a bag of chips.
And Pirates is better at Disneyland, but I think I would pick Haunted Mansion because then you get to ride it during when they do Haunted Mansion, the Christmas overlay, so you get variety.
Right, and they don't do an overlay in Pirates. Yeah, I think I like Indiana Jones, but it's a bit dinosaurish for me. Kind of like Dinosaur at Animal Kingdom.
Yeah, I don't like going on that because it's got scary dinosaurs, but I like going on Indy.
What do you mean? So you don't like to go on Dinosaur because it has scary dinosaurs?
Yeah. But
you go on Indiana Jones where like the
snakes.
Ball's chasing, there's snakes, you're over the fire pit.
Yeah.
Spiders.
That's no problem.
That's weird, Carrie.
I know. I've been teased about it my whole life by my sister, pretty much. But I'm afraid of dinosaurs that don't exist. But
exist.
But I'm not afraid of, like, you know, a lot of other things. Like watching, like I could watch, back with CSI was on, I could be at home alone in the dark watching the creepiest episode. And it doesn't even faze me. But don't put me on dinosaurs.
Seriously. Is there any other ride at Disney that scares you?
No.
No? Just dinosaur?
It doesn't, like, I just well,
it's
over the
creepy?
years, I'm okay now riding it. Because I said, Carrie, don't be silly. And I learned how to, like, I can ride it now. It doesn't scare me. But I had to, like, learn to, like, keep my eyes open and, like, face those dinosaurs eye to eye. And then I'm okay now.
My sister's been on that ride I don't know how many times. She's never seen the big one. Never. She's never opened her eyes for it.
Oh,
it's loud.
Yeah,
it's loud.
And it's kind of scary.
Dark and... Yeah.
And I went on the Jurassic Park ride at Universal in Hollywood, and that one's got some pretty cool dinos, and I was okay with it.
And you were okay with it.
But it's been a long journey for me to get to this point.
But you do love Indiana Jones.
I do. I do like that ride a lot.
Yeah. It's a long walk to that ride, though.
It is a big queue.
That's a huge line. Yeah. Cool. Well, I think that... Did you think that was fun?
Yeah,
was that a good one?
Good. Yeah, I like
informative.
That. Mm-hmm.
I like this, that I managed to put together something that Carrie didn't know.
You did a Disneyland episode, and I didn't have any say in it.
I did Disneyland. I had facts, and I made notes and prepared and everything. Are you impressed?
I am. Good job.
Thank you. Yay! That's
just
me
because
clapping.
You're getting excited to go to Disneyland soon.
Well, because I thought this was important so that we would remember to take pictures. Like, I really want to see that employees door because it's true. You would never see anything that says employees in any of the parks, which is kind of fun.
That is cool.
Yeah. I wish that I knew some more, like, I think the problem with Walt Disney, it's not a problem with Walt Disney World, but the cool part of Disneyland is that Walt was there. So when they're paying respects to Walt, he was involved there. Whereas in Walt Disney World, as much as that was his dream, he never got to see it. So he walked the ground, but there was nothing on it. So, yeah. I'm excited. I'm excited for our trip.
Me too. Not too many sleeps. We have to get, hopefully soon we'll be able to register for some D23 Expo sessions. And that should be
they haven't
soon.
said anything about that.
Well, I think my account might be still a little wonky, so I keep thinking I need to call in. But that should be soon, where we can, we're supposed to be able to pick sessions or do some sort of random selection for sessions or something. So, because we don't have much time. Before we
no, not at all. 6 weeks?
6 weeks, maybe.
That's plenty of time, though. That's a ton of time. Like, we even booked our flights, which is hilarious because normally I wouldn't book things this far in advance. But we booked our flights, and then no sooner did we book than a week later, our flight got canceled and they bumped us to the one that was more expensive, which was great. So we got the more expensive earlier in the day flight for the same price we paid for the
we
nighttime
got a little bit
flight.
more time at Disneyland.
Yeah. Have you booked our hotel for that night?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh.
Yeah.
Carrie's like on top of all this stuff.
You don't even have to worry about it. You just show up.
Just show up, send me the bill.
I made all kinds of reservations of things that I want to do.
Yeah, didn't you was it today that you sent me the note saying we're getting closer to you complaining about the World of Color dessert party?
I'll pay for that. Don't worry about it.
No, I'll pay for it. I'll eat my dessert. But World of Color. And we did not get a Fantasmic dining reservation, right?
No. Didn't. I tried, but I must have messed up my days or whatever.
That's
didn't
okay.
Get that. But maybe I can keep trying. And then, like, no wonder I couldn't get a, Main Street Electrical Parade thing, because guess what? It's not there.
You jinxed it and now it's gone.
I jinxed it and it's gone, so.
Yeah. That's okay. It'll come back to, maybe it's coming back to Walt Disney World and we'll see it there.
And I booked us at, what's it called? The Magic Key Terrace, which is for the Magic Key holders. It's like a little restaurant, but I think you just get appetizers and stuff. But the reason why I booked it is because there's a resident cat, a Disneyland cat that hangs out there.
Yeah, so get this. So Carrie says to me, I booked us this reservation, blah, 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 the key holder. I'm like, okay, whatever you want. Because, Disneyland's Carrie's thing. So I just do what Carrie wants to do. And then I'm like, so what's so special about this place? So, because there's usually a story behind why we're doing what we're doing. So I said, what's so special about this one? And you're like, because a cat lives back there. So we're really going to this place so that you can go and look to see if you see the cat.
Yep, pretty much. Because the menu, I don't think there's one thing on the menu that you'll probably eat. So you might have to have a liquid lunch.
That's okay. Oh my goodness.
And what else did I make? I can't remember. I made a few reservations, not too many.
You have. Are we eating with the characters?
I did not make that reservation.
You did not make that one.
No, I thought, I didn't know if you would want to do that.
Maybe.
But I was thinking too, I didn't want to put too many things booked because we have to meet up with some friends that are there, right? And most likely that might be over a meal, or meet up somewhere. So I didn't want to put too many things in our schedule just in case.
Yeah, it's because I don't like to be too scheduled at places. I love to go with the flow.
Yeah. And we only have so many days at Disneyland, so,
Right. I bought my park tickets, so I have 4 days of park passes. But I can always upgrade when we get there for 5 days or whatever.
I think 4 will be enough. We're going to enjoy the resort. We're staying at Disneyland Hotel.
Yes, I'm looking forward to that. I really want to go to Trader Sam's while we're there. I'd like to do that too, please.
Yep.
And I want to enjoy that hotel. Maybe even go in the pool.
Whoa.
Yes. It's very rare. I couldn't tell you the last time I was in a pool at a Disney resort. I can't even tell you.
I think because it's Disneyland Hotel, you should. It's your first time staying there, right?
Yes, and that will be me. That'll be me staying at all 3 Disney resorts in Disneyland. So then I can say I've stayed at every Disney resort in Walt Disney World and every Disney resort in Disneyland.
Nice. Now that deserves a tiara right there.
I think so. Although at Walt Disney World, I feel like I need to go back and redo some. It's been a long time for some of those resorts since I've been at them. The All-Stars.
Well, they've been refurbed, so maybe
they have been. So I might
spend a night there.
I might do a night or two at an All-Star next trip, just so I can see the rooms.
Or just look at them on the internet.
I could do that too.
I think they're just as comfortable as the pop rooms. They look just like the pop rooms. So
yeah, I love pop. I really do. It's hands down my favorite value resort.
Yeah.
Unless I was to stay in a family suite at Art of Animation, and I would only want to stay in a Cars one. That's my favorite.
You've stayed at Art of Animation too, in a suite?
Not in a suite. I stayed in a Little Mermaid.
Yeah, me too. I've done the Little Mermaid.
And it was 700 miles from the building. I was not happy.
A long walk.
Yeah. It was a long walk, and the rooms were kind of dark.
Yeah, I don't know if they've refreshed them a little bit or not. I'm not sure. I remember when I stayed there, I was with my niece, and we were like, we couldn't believe how long the walk was to get to those rooms, and we were seeing if we went different ways, if it shortened the time. So like at a certain point, we'd like break up, and she'd go one way, and I'd go the other, and I'd be like, "Don't walk any faster than you usually walk." and we would walk, and we would try to see, and really at the end, we always were like, "Hi, we met." There was there's no shortcuts.
No.
The walk is the walk.
And the walk feels so long at the end of the night. Yeah. And when I stayed there, Carrie, I had a rental car. So this was back when we would rent cars. So I really only had to do that walk once. And and I was just like, no.
I did it a lot because we took the bus. However many park days we did, it wasn't too many. We were going on a cruise, so we just did a couple of days before or after a cruise. I can't remember if it was before or after. But when my trip that I'm going to for the pin event, maybe I'll take a minivan when I'm there. I'm kind of excited that maybe there's a minivan in my future. I wonder if I could possibly squeeze a ride in one of those babies.
Oh, you might. Event. Right.
I'm kind of excited about that.
So the pin event is coming up, and the new magic bands are coming out.
I know. I was excited. I got to buy one of those. Like as much as I don't like wearing magic bands, but I still have to buy one because it's brand new.
It's part of the experience, man. Like once I get there, I put my magic band on sometimes before I leave the house in Toronto, just because it's part of the experience for me now.
Yeah,
love it. Love it.
I probably will spend almost no time in the park.
So you won't even get to experience,
but I'll still buy one.
Because we have to figure out what these magic bands do.
Yeah, you just want one because it's new.
Yeah, but I want to see what they do.
I wonder how much they cost. Do they cost a lot more? This is what I'm saying now till I find out they cost like $59.99. I'll be like, say what?
And then you'll buy one.
And then I'll probably
because we're nuts like that.
We'll see. If they do cost quite a bit, I might not buy one because I know if I buy one and then you know what's going to happen next time I'm there, there's going to be a beautiful like Kermit the Frog one. So
yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen.
So we'll see. If the price is reasonable, maybe I'll buy one.
If the price is right. Okay, Carrie.
I think we've talked long enough about
I know.
Again.
No, the beginning was not nothing. The beginning was some fun Disneyland facts.
I think we stopped that part of the program.
I know,
like
because sometimes then we start talking and then we forget that we're actually recording the podcast and not just talking like Carrie and Fran talk. Yeah. So my apologies to our listeners. Carrie.
Let's get to the pixie dust.
What's your pixie dust?
Well, my pixie dust is one of our friends that we made from Pixie Dust fan, Jen.
Yeah.
She was like randomly
We have like 7 Jens.
Well, I don't want to call it which Jen.
I'll know which Jen.
You'll know which Jen it is, and she'll know which Jen it is. She like randomly messaged me about like...
Oh, yeah, I know which one. You told me, yeah.
About, the Muppets Christmas album with John Denver or whatever. And then I was like, I think I have that record. And then I'm like thinking about all the records I probably have like randomly stashed around my house. And then I start digging for the records and I find a few records. And then I'm still chatting with her, like, this conversation's going on. But now I'm like digging through my closets trying to find the records that
what were you going to do with these records when you found them?
Well, this is the fun. This is where the pixie dust comes in. So thanks to Jen, I was digging for my records, and then I'm like, but guess what? I don't have a record player. So
you can't listen to these records.
So I got all excited, and I didn't have a record player, and then I was in the U.S. doing some cross-border shopping, and I bought myself a record player.
Like a full-on record player.
Yeah, just like, the ones that are like popular now. Like they're a little box, and you open them up and you plug them in. You can hook them up to your Bluetooth. You say that they're
popular now, but they're actually selling brand new record players.
Mm-hmm. Like you can you close the lid and you can carry it. Whatever. I could bring it to your house if you wanted to.
No, it's okay. Thanks. Unless you're bringing John Denver with you.
Yeah, I can make that happen. So that was kind of cool. So I found a few of my old records, and I didn't have a record player, and then I bought my record player, so I've listened to a few records. I'm still trying to find, I have this old retro box full of like 45s from when I was in high school.
Oh my gosh.
And I don't know where it is, and I know I didn't get rid of it, so I've been looking for it around the house, because it's got all of the records I would have been interested in when I was in like grade 8 and grade 9, and you know, those are like grade 7 or grade 6, so I've been looking for those. I can't find them. Maybe they're at my mom's house. I don't think so. I think they're somewhere in my house. I just don't know where they are. So my Pixie Dust is my all of a sudden, you know, revival of my record collection.
That's
and being
awesome.
Able to listen to them and through my Bluetooth. So you just put on your record and it
Wait
picks
a minute.
up my...
So it's a record player with Bluetooth?
Mm-hmm. So, like, it has a speaker in it, which is okay. But, like, yeah, it, like, automatically connects to, like, the big, like, we have, like, a big bar at the TV, like, the big...
yeah, the speaker bar kind of, yeah.
And
that's awesome.
And it hooks to that automatically, and then all of a sudden, you're, like...
But does it sound like
feathers.
Records?
Yeah.
Like, you know how you could hear the circuit, like, it spinning? And...
Yeah, you can.
Oh, that's awesome.
Pretty cool. So that brought me a lot of unexpected joy. Thank you, Jen.
Yeah.
For making me pull apart my house trying to find records and buy a record player.
I think I threw out hundreds of records when I moved into my house.
I don't want to
My mom used to keep them in a fish tank. In the like, if I close my eyes, I could see it. We had this big long fish tank. We never really had, after my goldfish, we never had fish. I don't know why we had all these fish tanks. We had fish tanks for the records. We had, and we also, she used to keep her Royal Dalton in the fish tanks too. So that
awesome.
when the dog would walk by, their tail wouldn't knock them off so she kept them in the fish tanks, and then some of them she would put like in a glass, like a curio cabinet, but she would glue them to the glass so that they didn't move. Anyway.
I think you need to be banned from talking about things that you threw out, because we learned that at
threw out so much stuff.
Everything that was like retro and old and original from the parks, you said you just like donated them or threw them out years and years ago.
I did.
I don't want to hear
because
it
my
anymore.
mom was kind of like a little bit of a hoarder. This was before there were names for it, so she would keep all sorts of like bits of wood. Like, Carrie, when I was cleaning out the house, there was too much. So yes, we used to have a fish tank full of records, and I threw them all out. Bay City Rollers, probably some John Denver in there too.
Like, as silly as it sounds, some of the records that I would love to get are like the ones from when I was really little. Like, I had Sesame Street, like Disco Grover, records. Like, I'm gonna, and I don't. Yeah, I think those aren't anywhere. I don't think I have those anywhere. But those are ones that I'd like to have when I think about records. I really would like, maybe I got to get my paws on the Thriller LP, but other than that, I would really like to get some of those old school Muppet ones and that disco one, the Sesame Street Disco or whatever the heck it was called.
That's fun.
Remember Grover's and like Saturday Night Fever pose on the front?
Yes, I remember it. I think I had that album.
Yeah, I did too. I need to get that one back in my collection. So what's your pixie dust?
My pixie dust, well, I have a couple things. Believe it or not.
Wow.
One small, one
Are you sure
bigger.
you don't want to save one of them for next time?
I know, maybe I
learned
should.
the hard way. Speaking from experience.
The first one is, I've had to go into the office a bunch because of this new project that I'm working on. And, I see these people show up for work. All the guys, they show up in jeans and a golf shirt. And they look like normal, so they don't have to dress up or whatever. So anyway, I found a golf shirt on Amazon.
You're like, I want a golf shirt too?
I want a golf shirt. So I did. I ordered one on Amazon, and it was cheap, and it fit, and I love it. And it's just a black golf shirt, and it goes with my jeans for when I don't feel like dressing up for work. Nice. It was good. Yeah. Sometimes Amazon just has the best stuff. The second one is that this week our schedules keep changing. So I had to go into the office 4 days this week. I know you love it, Carrie. I hate it. I hate it. It drives me crazy. It takes me forever to get there. It takes me forever to get home. I'm eating horribly, whatever. But because of this project I'm on, I had to do it. And for the next 12 weeks, we're in this planning phase where it's crazy and they want us in. But there's a week from month end where we don't have to go in. And then the week after, I only need to do 3 days in the office. The rest I can be remote. So guess what I'm doing?
Did you book it?
I have not booked it yet because I found out this on one night just before 5, and by the next morning they had changed their mind and said, no, you got to come in.
Grief.
But I said, too bad.
Too late.
Too late. You already told me. So I'm just going to take vacation days, those 3 days, but I can work the other the other 7. So I'll just work them from Florida.
Nice.
So yeah, I don't have anything booked yet.
Does it happen to be around the same time as the pin event, or is it?
Funny you should mention that. I'm probably going to be there for a couple of days, overlapping with you.
Nice.
I have to figure out flights. We may have
included you in our dining reservation numbers.
Well, I've got to figure out my flights, and I've got to figure out where I'm staying. I have a bunch of vacation points left. So I'm just going to call them and find out how many are expiring and where can you find me, find me a room. Is there room at the inn? Find me one. And because we can use our points for all sorts of different hotels too. We don't have to stay in DVC rooms. So
and if you got lots of them.
Yeah. And I'm going to buy one of those things. Our friend at the expo in November, our friend Gary, he had bought something through AT&T, like a rocket hub, so that he had Wi-Fi service wherever he went. And he used it for streaming TV and all sorts of stuff. So I'm just going to buy the same one. And then that way, it doesn't matter what resort I'm at. I'll have good enough Wi-Fi for me to work.
That's a good idea.
So I'm going to have to work every day, whatever. But at 5 o'clock, I'm signing off and I'm going to a park.
That's cool.
I'm going.
Excellent.
Yes, and my sister is good enough for me to do this, so I'm out.
That's awesome.
So next week's Pixie Dust will be that I've confirmed it all. There you go. See, I can make it stretch.
You can tell everybody your tentative
where I'm going
plans.
and where I'm staying.
Who, what, where, when.
Exactly.
Because we know why.
Yes. Well, next week we are not doing more Disneyland.
Okay.
We got to talk Walt Disney World.
Do I have to think of the questions?
Maybe I don't know. Maybe that's an idea. Am I going to leave the planning to you?
No.
We could try.
Let's see.
We'll see. Well, thank you all for listening, and please don't forget to leave us a rating and review if you get a chance. It helps us on Apple Podcasts, and don't forget to subscribe. So one thing that people don't really think to do is make sure you're clicking the subscribe button or the follow button on the podcast player so you get a notification every time a new episode comes out.
Ding.
You don't want to miss it.
I wouldn't want to miss one.
All right, we'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to the Pixie Dust Fan Podcast. We hope you enjoyed the episode.
Make sure you're following us on your favorite podcast player so you'll get a new episode every week. And find us on social media too. We'd love to hear from you.
Till next time, remember, you are never too old to be young. Chase your dreams and design your own happily ever after.